So there is some breaking news with Meghan and Harry, and it's like they planned it this way. So
Oh.
there are two competing statements that came out. I guess Kensington Palace, their statement came out first, announcing that Meghan and Harry are officially walking away from their royal duties. So we have their statement. This means that the palace is going to take away their patronage and Harry's military appointments. So it is a little interesting that they were not going to be returning working as royal family, because when they left, it was almost like, we're just taking a break. And I think Buckingham Palace was just like, yeah, we're not. That's not going to work for us.
I
It's been
wonder if,
almost a year.
yeah, like whose call it was, right? Like if it was theirs or Buckingham Palace's.
Okay, so I've got some theories on that. So let's roll Meghan and Harry's statement, which says, as evidenced by their work over the past year, the Duke and Duchess remain committed to their duty and service to the UK and around the world, and have offered their continued support to the organizations that they have represented, regardless of their official role. We can all live a life of service. Service is universal.
Heyo.
Yeah, so they're a little bit like, yeah, you're taking away our patronage, which is like them sitting on the board of all these, mostly UK-based charities and organizations. So I follow this reporter, Emily Andrews, and she has an opinion about what's really going on and kind of breaks it down. She basically says that Buckingham Palace talks of sadness of like Meghan and Harry leaving, where Meghan and Harry are a little bit resentful and have a bitter tone, saying they don't need royalty to serve. It's kind of a little like right back at you.
But aren't the British isn't like the British press corps like sort of
1,000
boots with the
1,000%, but also Emily Andrews knows a lot more because she's like embedded with them and travels with them than you or I will ever know. So I thought that was an interesting perspective. And also the other thing you're seeing on Twitter today is that, of course, Meghan and Harry have commercially benefited from their royal heritage background because of Netflix and Spotify and these big deals. And so while their service is great, it's not all necessarily coming from the goodness of their heart. There is a commercial financial piece that has come from this.
You mean to tell me that royal family members are rich?
It's so weird because they still get to say Duke and Duchess, but yeah. I guess they get to keep that part. I don't know.
I mean, you could call yourself Duke and Duchess if you want. Like you and your husband can be the Duke and Duchess of aerospace.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, that's starting. I'm going to start that. I'll make you guys a logo and a Twitter account and everything.
Oh, I was going to say, let's see, what are we? ANC? We're Ward 3, ANC 2B.
Duke and Duchess of 2B. Perfect.
It's basically 6 square blocks.
One thing your reporter missed, Kelly, that is so completely like clear about both these statements, and I'm just reading them as you're showing them to us on the show live here. Meghan and Harry are not at all getting rid of their royal title or their Britishness or like their connection to the UK. And it's not what they said, it's how they say it. They say in this statement that they offer their continued support to the organizations with an S, not a Z. That is the most British-ish I've seen all day. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we'll see. It just like if you look at the timeline of what it's everything's so calculated, right? They announced their pregnancy last week, and then we're learning about the Oprah interview, and then we're learning about this. It's like it's well planted, these little seeds.
Talk about like getting shunned by the Queen and then going to talk to the Queen. They're like, fine, we're gonna go sit down with Queen Oprah. Great, thanks for playing.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting interview.
So I spared you because you had a day off on Tuesday. I spared you me having to like wander through the royals because I know you were not going to like deal well with that after I watched most of season 4 of The Crown. And I went down this rabbit hole about like the Commonwealth of Nations and everything. I would just like to point out that today, as I was writing like our tweet for the beginning of the show that goes on social media, there are so many flags around the world that have the Union Jack on it. It's crazy.
I mean, the British Empire was kind of a thing at some point, Tommy.
Right.
I mean, it was kind of a big deal. I mean, that's how the United States kind of came to be.
Well, only for a little bit. And then we were the original Brexit. Yeah, that was like I was scrolling through the emoji flags, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of look at that. Wow, there's another one, and another one, and another one, and they just like slap it in the top right corner. It wasn't even like designed. It wasn't even like involved. Like it wasn't even like like incorporated into. It was just like there it is. It's in the corner. You can have the bottom 3/3 of the flag to do whatever you want with.
I don't think every country is happy about that, but we won't get into that.
I don't think they are either. I'm just pointing it out, like as an outsider who has no dog in the fight of the Commonwealth of Nations. There's a lot of Union Jacks on a lot of flags.
I think we need to go further back in history than season 4 of The Crown, but we'll do that later.
I'm not watching season 1. It took forever to get.
No, I mean, okay, all right. Let's move on.